Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. All right, so it is the day after Skip Bayless really kind of belittled Dak Prescott about admitting that sometimes he hits a little depression, going through COVID, the loss of his mother, and now, of course, the loss of his brother. You know, he was very insensitive about it. Fox Sports basically has disavowed what he said and basically said, you know, we've had a discussion with it. Undisputed, his show will be coming on in a few minutes, and I want to actually watch it with you guys live and see what he has to actually say about this. This will be interesting to see if he takes back his responses because, as he put it yesterday, you know, I know this is not going to be a popular statement. I don't quote verbatim. And people will come after me. Well, everybody came after you. Mike Fisher did a live stream literally eviscerating him. You see the Twitter going crazy and actually bringing awareness to mental health issues. So let's see if this is going to be the walk of shame for Skip Bayless.
Strip her of all of the power that attends to her majesty.
Shame. 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 Shame.
All right, here we go. I'm watching this live with you guys, okay? They've done the intro, you know, we've got Undisputed, and let's see what we got.
Well, let's get to the game last night, the NFL game, because it is back. It took Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs just a quarter to get going last night. Then it was all KC. The Texans were the first to score, but then it was the Chiefs who finished the game on a 34-13 run to finish the final three quarters. Mahomes had just over 200 yards through the air, along with 3 touchdowns on an efficient 24-for-32 night. So, Shannon, what was your biggest takeaway from last night?
Well, I'm feeling good about my pick. They picked right up where they left off, Skip. It's going to be very difficult to stop this team because now they can really run the football. The thing is that, okay, when we set out defense, okay, what are we going to take away? We want to take away Mahomes. So what we're going to do, we're going to play cover. So we're going to have a light box, and we're going to try to get guys up on the routes, try to play up over the top.
Nothing?
And guess what? Edwards-Helaire.
Or are they going to save it till the end of the show so that way they get maximum viewership from it? Is that how it's going to go?
25 for $138. Now, there are a couple of guys that have rushing days like that, and they saw the stat, they either won the rushing title or they were Rookie of the Year.
Was a better debut than Saquon.
Yeah, we talk about Saquon a little later, maybe another show.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult to stop this team, Skip. And when you look at the numbers, Mahomes, I mean, he just ain't going to throw no interception on opening day. That just ain't going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen.
I'm sitting there watching, I was checking out his Twitter about midnight last night. He started tweeting. And nothing about any of this. No apology. Nothing. I think it was just testing the waters, just popping his head out to see if the coast is clear.
He dropped one earlier, too. He dropped that one. You remember he had the one earlier? You know what, Skip, baby?
I'm just going to wait to see his first chance at actually having control of the mic here.
Okay, but normally when we think of Chiefs, we think of quick strike. 50 yards, 60 yards, over the top, boom, gone.
I agree.
Now they're going 11 plays, 75 yards, 16 plays, 85 yards. That's the longest drive of
I feel like sticking a fork in my eye.
As far as plays.
Yep.
And they can do that. So now they can hit you with the quick strike, and they can grind the game out.
Yeah.
If you know, they're first team winners.
They're good. They look good.
And the fewest carries in the NFL. And they can, so now they can run it with this young kid, Edwards-Helaire. If you got your work cut out for him. Now, the defense is going to have to shore up because I'm sure people are looking like, oh, Dave Jones had some holes. He was running the ball. And Deshaun didn't play bad. But at the end of the day, Skip, Kansas City is just a better team than the Texans. And I don't know what Bill O'Brien was thinking. I know David Johnson had a great debut with the Texans.
Yep.
But ain't no way I'm giving up D-Hop for David Johnson.
If you look at Deshaun's receivers last night, 4 caught 8, and then it just drops off the cliff.
Yeah.
And my man Kenny Stills was nowhere to be found. He had 2 targets, no catches.
So I guess
Brandon Cooks had 2 for 20.
he's got nothing to say about it.
Good for the
So
near future.
I'm going to go ahead and stick a fork in my eye.
My takeaway from last night was I sat back
and I'm going to watch this and see if there is actually a walk of shame from Skip Bayless, or it's just going to be screw it. All right, so we're now an hour into the show, and I was in the workshop because, doing some work on the football racks and stuff that I got to make, and came across that D-Law's contract has been restructured, freeing up $12 million of Cowboys cap space. And finally, Skip Bayless is addressing what happened yesterday. So I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it, but let's listen to what he's got to say.
There, but before we go, yesterday, Skip, you spoke about Dak opening up about his depression.
I did. I want to reiterate some points I made yesterday on the show about Dak Prescott and the depression he discussed. As I strongly stated, I have great compassion for anyone suffering clinical depression, which is very real. If you are suffering from any form of depression, please seek help. And this is the final point, one I'm told was misconstrued by many.
Oh, here we go.
The only Dak depression I addressed on yesterday's show was from an interview he taped with Graham Benzinger. Dak said that depression happened soon after the pandemic hit, early in the quarantine. I said yesterday that if Dak needed help for pandemic depression, he should have sought counseling then. And again, if you are suffering from any form of depression, please seek help.
That's it? That's it? So whoa, hold up. Depression is depression. You can't say, okay, pandemic depression is different than depression of losing my mother or my brother. That right there, that was some bullshit. Excuse my language, but that was some bullshit. I'm sorry. Skip. No. Oh, I was just referring to, Graham's interview with Dak Prescott about him having depression over COVID. You know what? I can guarantee you that there's a lot of people that had depression over COVID. Understand that there's people that face depression every day. People who have a hard time just getting up out of bed and facing the world. And that's not what your apology there was not what you went on about. You went on about you are the face of the franchise. You're the CEO of the Dallas Cowboys. You've got all those people in the huddle that guys are going to come at you and like let's say they take an interception. Are you depressed now? That's what was your words. You stacking them. Are you feeling down? That's what you said. You made light of something that's very real. Something that ends people's lives on a daily basis. The fact that you see Des Bryant come out and say, yo, I deal with depression every day. You can think about Myles Garrett, who probably went through depression after that situation that happened against the Steelers, where he literally thought about walking away from football. Michael Gallup is dealing with that whole situation, losing his brother. ESPN, and remember, for all y'all calling on ESPN to fire Skip, they already did. He works for Fox Sports, by the way. Just letting you know, FS1 right here, Fox Sports 1. So don't go at your venom at ESPN. They already got rid of him. Michael Gallup's brother committed suicide, which means he's going to understand. And it's not just the people who are depressed and end it or go through it. It's also everybody around that's dealing with the after effects of it. Because I'm sure in Dak Prescott's mind, if He's going through and saying, if I had been there, maybe if during the pandemic I had gotten my brother over at my house sooner, if we had been together, maybe it's my fault. You got to understand that Dak Prescott, his mother, the brave soul that she was, dying, knowing the end is near, said, son, I want you on that football field concentrating on being the best quarterback you can be, the best human being you can be, so you can have greatness. She sacrificed that time at the end of her life for her son. If you're that guy, you got to think, I should have been there. I should have been there. And you've got to realize that people have emotions and think. And this, I'm sorry, is worthless. It's worthless. That's all you got, you might as well have not said anything. All right, y'all.